Hey Vinyl community, it's Saturday night, 1 o'clock. So I thought it's time for another video because my break in between videos was too long. Cheers to you all. The reason why I do that, well, Metal Mickey posted two Austrian death metal classics, the first Disastrous Murmur album and Bean Caught Buttering by Punch and Stench. And that made me think about the Austrian death metal scene. So I pulled out my old copy of Disharmonic Orchestra's Expositionsprophylaxe. That's how you pronounce that. Expositionsprophylaxe. An original on Nuclear Blast Records. Look at those two. Death metal bands back then were very, very young. So that's what's playing in the background, a little bit of Disastrous Disharmonic Orchestra. This video is not planned, it's gonna be hectic and it's gonna be confusing. So, and when I pulled out that record, that made me think about some old or older 7 inches, death metal 7 inches. So I decided to film it and present some of the stuff to you. Let's start with a fairly new one. This is Asphyx comeback single, Death the Brutal Way. This was before the album was released. This 7-inch came out on Iron Pegasus Records, and the B-side is Os Busmi Vel Darth. This is a cover song from Celtic Frost's or Celtic Frost's last album, Monotheist. It's got an inner, it's got lyrics. Do you want to see the vinyl? It's just black and it looks like that. So I bought that because I'm a big Asphyx and Martin van Drunen fan, and I wanted to know how the new Asphyx stuff sounded. So I got that when it came out. Yes, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna re-sleeve the records because I have the time. Next up, pretty old. I might have shown this one before. This is Atrocities, a Blue Blood 7-inch. That one came out before the album Hallucinations on Nuclear Blast Records. It has an intro and no, not an intro, just 3 songs. Again, look at them, how young they are. This is also just a black version of the 7-inch. Like I said, Nuclear Blast. Marty, if you are watching this video, when we are alone and not filming, we like to re-sleeve stuff. Do we? Why not show it on video? This next one is from 2009 and it's also a comeback 7-inch. So, everybody was begging Chris Reifert to reform Autopsy, but he always said he would never ever do that when he was playing with whatever Abscess. But finally they did it in 2009. Autopsy released the horrific Obsession 7-inch that came out on Peaceville. This one has nothing inside and it's boring, but I pull it out just to sleeve it. There you go. Nice Autopsy logo. So the B-side is Feast of the Graveworm. I think these two songs were part of the Severe Survival reissue version as well. So that's where they were released originally, but I bought the 7-inch. Next up, classic single. I don't know how many of you have that one, but in Germany, Hammersmashed Face came out on 7-inch. This is not a 45, this is a 33, and it's got 3 songs: Hammersmashed Face, The Exorcist, the Possessed cover, and Zero the Hero from Black Sabbath. And this one comes on transparent red. There you go. Something very, very exciting. But I will have to put it back so nothing happens to that treasure of my collection. I'm not drunk yet, but seeing people drink something on video is pretty exciting as well, huh? Next up, a band from Florida. They are called Dead. And this is their 7-inch that came out on Gore Records, marketed by Nuclear Blast. So Dead is one of the very first death metal bands that were female fronted, so female vocals on that one. They had a demo before that called Raw. Excuse me. Seeing people burp on videos is exciting as well. Raw Sewerage. So there you go. Dead with their 4-track 7-inch. Do you want to see it? I don't care. There you go. Big Gore Records label on that one. Surprisingly, I'm listening to a lot of old school death metal at the moment. Next up, a band from the town where I was born. I was born in Nuremberg, and the band is called... Wait a second. Oh, there's another band called Dead. This is their 7-inch for Slaves of Abysmal Perversity. These guys are friends of mine. We shared the practice room with the band. And my wife, or ex-wife, she doesn't live here anymore, but she's still my wife. Her new work she had, her new colleague at work is their drummer Peter. The world is small here in Germany. So Marty, Alan, and all of you American guys, that's why I know so many people, because Germany is a small place. So Dead with Slaves to Abysmal Perversity. This one has an inner sleeve. Inner sleeve. It's got a photocopied thanks list with lyrics on the backside. So that is a death grind band. I always loved them. I've seen them the first time in I don't know, 90 or 91. And the single looks like that. There you go. They are still active, a different lineup. Their bass player Uwe and their drummer Peter, who I mentioned earlier, they left the band. But the band is still active. And the singer Danny, I meet him from time to time. Haven't seen him in, well, 2.5 years, something like that, but we are still friends. Next up, this might be the newest one in the collection, but I think this is a pretty cool 7-inch. It's When in Sodom, revisited by Entombed. And this one has a cover of King Diamond's Welcome Home. Grandma! He does it more like Grandma! There you go, it's limited to 475. My copy is number 69. This one has nothing inside. So, Entombed covering King Diamond sounds pretty funny. I love Entombed and I love King Diamond. So, there you go. This is the 7-inch. This is, I don't know if you can see that. This is gold vinyl. And I'm gonna put it back in the sleeve. This looks way too easy. All of them fit pretty well. Next up, also friends of mine. From that lineup I only know 2 people, and only one of them is still in the band. This is the very first Flesh Crawl 7-inch after the demo, before the debut album. This is Lost in a Grave, came out on Morbid Records. It's got 2 songs. It has some Morbid Records advertisement and the Flesh Crawl thanks list and contact address. So Flesh Crawl's very first 7-inch. A nice one to have. Of course, all my 7-inches seem to be on black or red vinyl. So, there you go. I think I will put that on when I'm done with that video. And then I'm gonna be stumbling around in the room with no clue what to do next. Actually, 7-inches are a pain in the ass to listen to. Maybe I should get Wurlitzer or something like that and only put death metal 7-inches in there. Next up, 1991, in between 2 albums. Gorefest's Live Misery. This 7-inch came out between Mindloss and False. It has the song Gorefest, From Ignorance to Oblivion, and False Exposure. False Exposure was retitled. This 7-inch was recorded live in during the European Misery Tour. So That one, they lost the guitar player from the first album, the lead guitar player, and they worked in Bodwin Bonnebakker, however he's pronounced, but they still got their old drummer Mark in the band before Ed Warby joined. And this is a real 7-inch, so to say. So can you remember those in the middle? I just cleaned the record, but yeah. Goth's 1991 7-inch. This is gonna be longer than I expected. It might have to do that I re-sleeve the 7 inches. 2 more to go. This next one I also bought when it came out. This is a Napalm Death, Nazi Punks. Fuck off. With some live tracks and some remix stuff on it. And actually, this 7-inch is not red. Can you guess what color it is? It's a pink, white, splatter something, maybe flesh colored. There you go. Even back then in 90, whenever that came out, they did those kind of records. So this one might be a little bit trickier to get in because it's some kind of you don't call that J card, but oh no, it works perfectly smooth. So Nazi Punks. The last one. That was the reason why I thought about my death metal 7 inches. I've got a lot more death metal 7 inches, but these are all newer ones from bands like Nominon, Graveyard from Spain, stuff like that. I don't need to show that. So the record is over. Punch and Stand's Extreme Deformity 7-inch. That was one of the first 7 inches I bought. First death metal 7 inches I bought. It's got their best material, in my opinion, apart from the Bean Caught Buttering LP. I like all Punch and Stench, but these 3 songs, they fucking rule. Extreme Deformity, Moku's Secretion, and their best song is Molecular Disembowelment. Does it have anything inside? No. But, surprise, surprise. This one is not black, this one is not red. It's green. Green. After receiving this, green reminds me of something. Maybe I should... yeah, green. Have a nice weekend, boys and girls. Girls don't watch that. So, see you soon with an Overkill ranking video. Good night.